One early Saturday morning, Ryan, Noah, Chloe, and Lily decided to go fishing by the lake. They had been planning the trip for weeks, but every time something seemed to come up, and the plan had to be set aside. This time, however, they were determined not to let anything drag on any longer. Noah was the first to arrive at Ryan's house, and he helped Ryan put together the fishing rods and all the gear they would need. Chloe and Lily came along shortly after, carrying snacks and drinks that they had prepared the night before. Before leaving, Ryan's parents came outside to see them off. His father reminded them to watch out for sudden changes in the weather and to make sure they didn't use up all their energy too soon. Everyone laughed, but deep down they knew he was right. Fishing trips could sometimes drag on, and patience was a big part of the experience. As they got into the car, Chloe started to show off her new fishing hat. Lily teased her, saying she looked more like a tourist than a fisherwoman. Ryan joined in, but Noah stood up for Chloe, saying that at least she had the courage to bring something stylish. Chloe smiled and told Noah she would make up for their jokes by catching the biggest fish. During the ride, they began to talk about past fishing trips. Ryan brought back the memory of the time when he had fallen into the river because he hadn't tied his boat properly. Noah laughed so hard that he almost threw up. Chloe, always the calm one, told them to think ahead this time and avoid silly mistakes. Lily added that they should also check over their supplies before setting up by the lake. When they finally reached the lake, the sun was already rising. It was the perfect scene: calm water, birds flying. The sun was already rising. It was the perfect scene: calm water, birds flying, and the smell of fresh air. They quickly put down their bags and started to organize everything. Noah volunteered to hand out sandwiches, while Ryan helped Chloe set aside a safe place for the fire. Lily began to look into the best spots by the lake where fish usually gathered. As the morning went on, Ryan and Noah worked together to put together the tent. It wasn't easy, and they had to take down some parts because they had made mistakes, but eventually it stood firm. Chloe and Lily watched and gave comments, sometimes just to show off their knowledge. Noah pretended to be annoyed, but secretly, he liked the way they joked. After everything was ready, they grabbed their fishing rods. Ryan was the first to cast his line. A few minutes later, he felt something pulling. This trip might really take off, he shouted with excitement. But when he pulled it out, it was only a small branch. Everyone laughed, and Ryan admitted he would have to make up for that failure by catching something real. Meanwhile, Chloe and Lily sat near each other, chatting. They talked about how sometimes arguments happen in groups and how important it was not to fall out with friends over silly things. Chloe mentioned that once she had fallen out with a close friend because she didn't go along with her plan. Lily nodded and said that true friends always stick with each other, even when they disagree. Suddenly, Noah noticed something big in the water. He told everyone to watch out for the movement near the surface. They all got excited, but the moment passed quickly. Ryan said maybe they needed to work out a better strategy. Lily suggested they use up some of the worms first before trying artificial bait. Chloe agreed, adding that they should look into the type of fish living in that part of the lake. Around noon, they decided to take a break. Noah set aside some food, and Ryan handed out drinks. Chloe began to talk back to Noah, joking that he always ate the biggest portion. Noah laughed and said she should stand up for herself and grab more before he used up everything. The light-hearted argument made everyone laugh. In the afternoon, Ryan suddenly ran across an old fisherman who was walking near the shore. They greeted him, and he gave them some advice about the best fishing techniques. He told them to check over their hooks and to make sure the lines didn't tangle. The man's kindness brought back memories of their own grandparents, teaching them similar lessons. After thanking him, they went back to their spots. As the day continued, Chloe managed to catch a medium-sized fish. She proudly showed it off, and everyone clapped. Ryan admitted that Chloe was starting to take off with her success, while he was still waiting for his chance. Lily, on the other hand, had to take down her line because it got stuck on a rock. She joked that nature was standing up for the fish instead of letting her win. Later in the evening, clouds began to gather. Ryan suggested they think ahead and prepare in case it rained. Noah agreed and helped take down some unnecessary things to set aside a dry space under the tent. Lily and Chloe worked out how to cover the food and drinks so they wouldn't be ruined. It was team effort, and they were proud of how well they could go along with each other's ideas. When the rain finally came, they stayed inside the tent, talking. Noah brought up the idea of planning another trip soon. Chloe said they should stick with this tradition and not let busy lives shut down their fun. Lily reminded them to make up for the moments they missed in the past by enjoying the present more. Ryan nodded and added that true friends always break through difficulties together. As night fell, they lit a small fire. They laughed, told stories, and even brought back memories from their school days. Chloe warned Noah not to talk back too much when telling funny stories about teachers, but Noah insisted he was just being honest. Ryan said it didn't matter, as long as no one fell out with anyone. Lily agreed, saying they had all learned to stand up for each other when needed. Before going to sleep, they checked over their belongings once more. Ryan reminded everyone to watch out for raccoons. Chloe and Lily laughed at how seriously he said it, but they went along with his warning anyway. Noah handed out blankets, and they all got ready for a night by the lake. The next morning, the weather cleared up. They packed their things, carefully putting down the tent and making sure to take down every piece of trash. Noah said they should always make up for what they take from nature by leaving it clean. Chloe nodded, saying that was a rule they should stick with forever. On their way back, they stopped by a small diner. While eating, they talked about how sometimes plans drag on and people forget them, but this time they had made it happen. Ryan said he was glad they had not shut down the idea, but instead pushed through. Noah added that he would never get rid of these memories, no matter how many trips they took in the future. Chloe and Lily agreed, saying that moments like these were worth more than anything else. When they finally returned home, Ryan's parents came out again to see them off with smiles. They asked how it went, and Ryan proudly told them that even though not everyone caught a fish, they had managed to work out their problems, stand up for each other, and truly enjoy the trip. His father said that was what mattered the most, and that one day, these trips would bring back warm feelings when they thought about them. And as they waved goodbye to each other, the four friends knew that no matter how many times life would try to drag on with responsibilities, they would always go along with their promise to stick with each other and to make up for lost time by creating unforgettable memories together.